That sneaks up on you a little bit. Woo!
Hey everyone, welcome to Low Code High Heat, the only show where we ask the hottest questions in enterprise tech while we eat the hottest wings in the known universe. I'm your host, Nick Pavlovsky, and I'm here with a legend in the low code world, Ryan Cunningham, CVP, Power Platform Applications, master of AI metaphors, and a guy who probably built an agent on his elevator ride down here today. Ryan, welcome.
Thank you. I would say it's a privilege to be here, but looking at this lineup, I think I'm starting to regret my life decisions.
We have 4 wings, we have 4 sauces. Each one's progressively hotter.
Bring it on.
First up, we have our entry-level sauce, Power Apps. No, this is Power Slaps. It's bold, it's zesty, and it hits harder than a well-timed automation.
You know, really early on, people may not remember this, but Word would autocorrect Power Apps to Power Naps. I think Power Slaps is way better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers. I would call that maybe the citizen hot sauce. Like, for those of us who are new to the game, I could get into that.
All right, Ryan, you joined Microsoft to launch Power Apps in 2016. And since then, you've helped shape the low-code movement. Looking back, what's one moment or decision that truly defined the trajectory of Power Platform? And what did it teach you about building something that scales from a spark to a movement?
We've been doing this long enough that there have been a lot of those moments over time. But I would say, to reminisce early on, I would say one of the first defining moments for me, or a few of them, were really all around our earliest interactions with the community. And one of those I had, just really completely happenstance. I was going into a coffee shop before picking up my kid from a thing, and there was a group of people sitting at the table at the coffee shop complaining about Power Apps. And it was this amazing experience for me. I was like, people are using this stuff. This is awesome. Because you see it in the numbers and you see it early on in people tinkering, but it was also, I think, really formative for me, which is, gosh, there's people out there whose jobs are on the line and whose day-to-day experience are on the line, and like the responsibility to build a good product for that group of humans. That's something that no business book can teach you in the same way. No, kind of academic experience can teach you in the same way. Just being in the same room with it. And I would say those community engagements were formative from the beginning on the platform, and they certainly continue to be formative today.
So next up, we have Autonomous Heat. Ooh. Now this one's got layers, just like leadership.
Can I just compliment the artwork on this Autonomous Heat right now? I'm not even going to try to know who that is inspired by, but that's amazing.
So shout out to Abdul, who helped me design these.
Nice.
Ooh, I got
put a lot of autonomy on the things these days.
I got to match you there, I guess.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, Autonomous Heat. Here we go.
Let's give it a shot. We got a little more zing than the last one.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Ryan, you've led teams through massive growth and transformation. What's one leadership lesson that you've learned that's helped you navigate through the complexity and scaling innovation throughout Microsoft?
Sometimes when you're building anything, you can get really attached to what you're building. And all the internal arguments that go on with that, all the hard decisions that go on with that, all the technology trade-offs that go on with that. But gosh, if you don't get out of that world and out of the building and spend time hands-on with real humans who are actually trying to use this stuff, you end up making the wrong decisions every single time. Or you make them for the wrong reasons. And so for me, time and time again, it's just come back to the actual product experience, the actual community of humans using it. And sometimes that's hard, right? Sometimes we're trying to invent things that nobody is using yet. It's easy to find all the low-level things. There's thousands of ideas of what should be better about our products, and we can't do most of them on a given day. But it's really staying grounded in why do people want the products to be great? What are they trying to achieve them with? What's going to help get everybody out there their next promotion? That's really the thing to root in. And every time, we've gotten into a tough spot in the product, for me, it's just go hands-on, and go really get out there in the world. And again, that's why I love PPCC so much, because it's just such a tight concentration of the real world and the real reality and just real honest conversation about what our products are doing and where they're going.
Turning up the heat with Agent Inferno.
Agent Inferno. You know, I've noticed your indicator bar is moving further to the right here towards lava from mild. So I think I'm getting a little intimidated, but we'll give it a shot.
All right, Agent Inferno, here we go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Woo! All right, I'm on number 3 here, and there's a big glass of milk, so I'm going to go take a sip of that. But that was fun.
I'll join you.
Yeah. I think I just invented 3 new features. Woo! That was great.
Now, as Power Platform evolves toward agent-first development, what excites you most about how AI is changing the way people build? And do you think it will surprise even seasoned developers?
The core mission of Power Platform has always been shorten the distance between a human with a need and instructions to computers. And I will argue to people a lot, like, Power Apps has always been a code gen platform. People have put boxes on a canvas and written PowerFX expressions, and then what do we do behind the scenes? We generate HTML and JavaScript code. The ability to do that now and to have less stuff in the middle is just changing to a whole other order of magnitude. And it's surprising even people on our own team about what they can build. It's actually changing the way we build software for Power Apps in the way that we can very quickly get things working in a way that we couldn't before, in a way that we shift some of our process from planning rigorously up front because it was so expensive to build something, to actually building things up front and then putting a lot more emphasis on testing and iteration and experimentation. And so it's just starting to really change the way that we work. And part of our mission is to not just reserve that for elite Microsoft developers with large AI teams, but actually really push all of that so that anybody can build in that way with that set of tools. We're not done yet, but that's the exciting part. That's why we're here.
We're staring down the final wing, final sauce. We're at low-code lava.
Lava.
Now, this one is like building your first app. It sounds fun, but it ends in tears. Let's try it out.
Let's do it. I hope it doesn't end in tears. That sneaks up on you a little bit. Woo! I'm starting to feel it up here a little bit. Yeah.
All right, looking ahead to the future of work, what's your boldest prediction for how Power Platform will shape the way we build, collaborate, and lead in the next few years?
Gosh, a lot of us operate in organizations really limited by what our software can't do, and what our people can't do today. And I just get really excited about really removing those limits. What does it mean to completely reshape the way every company runs, the way the economy runs? It's scary, but it's also really exciting. And so we really see a world where a lot more software is built and built faster, not bought and limited, where a lot more people are not just running a process every single day over and over again, but really getting creative about how they run it. And where just a lot more companies are able to do 10 times better customer service, 10 times better product development, 10 times faster delivery to market. Those change a lot of fundamental things, right? I think we get wrapped up a lot in the nitty-gritty of how do I build an agent? This did or didn't work. This prompt was or wasn't good. But I think if you zoom out a little bit and ask some of those what-if questions, like, what if everybody could just solve a problem right away? What if we could be 10 times better? And then focus on, okay, well, how can we get a little bit closer to that tomorrow? Gosh, it gets really exciting. I think there's a big abundance thesis to what we're doing here. And this Power Platform community is right at the heart of it. We just make tools. All the real innovation happens in the hands of the people using those tools. And not to bring everything back to, a couple days in Vegas, but that's why I'm so excited to get together with this group, is really just to see where they're taking the future and how we can best serve them to get that done.
All right, Ryan, we crushed the wings. You dropped the low-code knowledge. Now, before we wrap, what's one last thing that the community should know about?
Oh my gosh, we are real busy this summer. This is not a chill out summer for the Power Platform team. If I've learned anything over the last 3 PPCCs is that you cannot show up empty-handed to an event like that. And we certainly aren't this year. We've got a lot of cool things cooking, some of which are really big evolutions on the stuff you know and love today, but some of which are really completely brand new and we're excited to bring together. So I'm really stoked to be able to share more of that with more people, and I really hope the folks that show up to PPCC will be the first to see it.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
So, cheers.
Cheers.